During a 9/11 event on Thursday morning, President Donald J. Trump appeared to be suffering from a stroke while the camera was pointed directly at him. The president can be seen on video with the side of his mouth drooping downward in a completely unnatural way, which is one of the telltale signs of somebody having a stroke or perhaps a mini stroke. So in case you did not see this video, here it is.
Hilda E. Taylor. Lieutenant Colonel Kip P. Taylor, United States Army. Leonard E. Taylor. Sandra C. Taylor. Sandra D. Teague.
Now, Donald Trump in that video, in addition to obviously the side of his face not working properly, also seems disoriented, confused, right? He can't quite sit still. He looks like he knows something is happening to him, that his health is failing. Not necessarily a concerned look, but more of a like, something's not right here. At a moment that's supposed to be a solemn occasion, right? Honoring the victims of the 9/11 attacks on the anniversary. This guy can't even keep his head straight. That's not normal. That is the sign of something seriously wrong. And I do not think it was a full-blown stroke. I do believe it was a mini stroke. And evidence from throughout this week backs that up. Let me read you the signs and symptoms of a mini stroke, which can happen, almost in clusters, not a full-blown stroke, but anybody in the medical field understands this, anybody who's had a relative or they themselves have gone through this. What happens is that an individual will suffer over a period of time, sometimes multiple in a day, but several of these mini strokes. And it will do that, but it doesn't necessarily leave any lasting damage. Most of the time it can. And of course, it is indicative that if something is not done, you probably are on the verge of a big stroke later on. But here are the symptoms. Let me know if any of these sound familiar to you with what you've seen from Donald Trump just this week. Weakness or numbness, usually on one side of the body, affecting the face, arm, or leg. Well, we just saw it with our own eyes happening to his face. Vision problems, difficulty speaking or understanding speech, including slurred speech, trouble finding words, or difficulty understanding what others are saying. In every single public address that Donald Trump has given this week, and I have pointed this out several times, he's been talking like this a little bit. He's not necessarily just slurred. It's like his tongue is not moving properly, which would happen with a stroke. If you have spoken to anyone in the middle of a stroke or spoken to somebody who's just had a stroke, you understand what that is. Like, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, but I am somebody that has, seen family members have strokes. I'm telling you what I see. And it matches, like, word for word, the symptoms here. A person's mouth does not naturally droop down to one side to where the corner of their mouth is an inch lower than the other side, unless there is some kind of nerve damage or, of course, some form of stroke happening inside that victim's brain right then. This was not normal. This, honestly, to me, coupled again with all of the other symptoms we've seen this week, I believe this man is suffering from a series of mini strokes. And I don't think this administration will ever be honest with us about it. And I think the head shaking and that weird movement he was doing, I think that's part of the confusion. Because you will frequently see individuals going through that if they have this kind of brain fog. They will shake their head a little bit to try to get the fog out. The symptoms match. The physical things we can see with our eyes, the things we can hear with our ears, they all match these symptoms. I don't know what else to say. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.